Okay, so when powerful AI tools basically just showed up in every classroom, like overnight, the question wasn't if things would change, it was how. So today, we're going to dive into how teachers, the ones right there on the front lines, are figuring this all out. How are they taking this potential chaos and actually turning it into something useful?
So to really get to the bottom of this, some researchers in Finland did something pretty simple. They just asked a bunch of teachers an open-ended question. Complete this sentence. AI is like. And wow, the answers they got back, they were fascinating. They really get to the heart of the challenge that, let's be honest, all of us are facing right now. Believe it or not, the most popular answer was this one. AI is like a servant that cannot become the master. I mean, that's pretty optimistic, right? It's this idea that AI is just a tool, something we're totally in control of, that's just here to help us out. But yeah, that was definitely not the only kind of answer they got. Because another really common answer was this. AI is like a cheerful drunk. And honestly, this is brilliant. It just perfectly captures the other side of this whole thing, doesn't it? You know, that feeling of something that's powerful, maybe even surprisingly helpful, but it's also completely unreliable. It's unpredictable, and it's totally happy to just make stuff up and tell it to you with a big, confident smile. All right, so that's our first big question here. Is AI a servant, or is it something else? These two metaphors, the servant and the cheerful drunk, they just nail that central tension that teachers, and really all of us, are struggling. And it didn't just stop with those two. I mean, look at this list. The range of feelings is just, wow. It tells you everything. You've got these really positive takes, right? An endless idea bank, a personal creative assistant. But then you get the complete opposite, this deep sense of mistrust, a multi-headed dragon, a smooth liar. And get this one, a brain passivating virus. So we're talking about a spectrum from a helpful sidekick all the way to a dangerous monster. So it really makes you wonder, why? How can the exact same technology make people feel such completely different things? To figure that out, we've got to pop the hood a little bit and see why AI acts like that cheerful drunk in the first place. I mean, really think about it. What is going on inside that black box that makes a smart, experienced teacher call it a smooth liar? It's not like the AI has a personality or it's making a conscious choice to deceive you. The real answer is all about how this tech is actually built. Okay, so here's the key thing to get. The AI we're all using today, it's what experts call weak AI. That means it has no mind, no consciousness. It doesn't have its own goals. It is, at its core, a super advanced pattern matching machine. It doesn't understand what you're asking. It's just predicting, based on zillions of examples from the internet, what the most probable next word should be. It's all just probability. And that leads directly to some pretty big challenges. Because the AI is just playing a probability game, it can hallucinate, which is just a nice technical term for it makes stuff up completely. And think about it. Its training data is basically the whole internet. All the good stuff, sure, but also all the mistakes, the fiction, the conspiracy theories, the biases, it's all in there. And that's why there's one golden rule, the one thing you absolutely have to burn into your brain. You must check every single fact it gives you. Every single one. So with risks like that, it's really no surprise that governments are starting to get involved, right? And that brings us to the new rulebook for AI, the formal regulations that are being put in place to try and get a handle on all this.
A really great example of this is the EU's AI Act. They're taking a risk-based approach, which makes a ton of sense. Some stuff, totally forbidden, like social scoring systems or using AI to read emotions in schools. Nope, not allowed. Then you have high-risk things, like using AI to decide who gets into college or who gets a loan. That's allowed, but with super strict rules. And for more everyday things like chatbots, the main rule is transparency. They have to tell you you're talking to a bot, not a person.
But, no matter what the specific law is, it all comes down to this one single, absolutely critical idea. Pasi Salander, an educator, put it perfectly. The responsibility, it's on the human, always.
for knowing the info, for using it, for interpreting it. The machine is the tool, the person is the one who's accountable. Period.
Now, look, rules and regulations are super important, but they're only half the story. The other, maybe even more important half is about us. It's about building the skills inside our own heads to deal with all this. And that's where this idea of AI literacy comes into play. So what is AI literacy? Well, you can think of it as the complete skill set you need to navigate this new world. It's not just about knowing which buttons to press. It's about being able to understand the tech, to apply it, and most importantly, to evaluate it critically and ethically. You could even say it's the new form of digital citizenship. And we can break this big idea down into three really simple parts. The three pillars. First, you've got know what. That's just understanding the basics of how AI works. Second, know how. This is the practical side, how to actually use the tools well. And third, and this is the big one, know why. That's getting your head around the ethical side, the societal impact. So it's what, how, and why. Simple as that. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Let's take a look at how some really smart teachers are already putting this stuff to work and how they're changing their classrooms from places where you just consume information to places where you critically tear it apart.
This right here, this shows the whole shift perfectly. The old way, the assignment was just write an essay. It was about producing something. The new way, the assignment is, okay, have the AI write the essay, and now your real job begins. You have to fact check it, you have to find the hidden biases, and you have to critique its arguments. The focus isn't on writing anymore, it's on thinking.
And here's a fantastic, concrete example of how you teach this. You have students ask an AI to write a short piece on something they're already experts in, like their favorite video game or their own hometown. Then their job is to go through and verify every single claim the AI made. It's a simple exercise, but it works like magic. It makes that abstract idea of hallucination totally real, and it hammers home why human oversight is just not optional. Okay, so where does all this leave us? Well, it points toward a new, much more grown-up way of thinking about our relationship with AI. It's not about artificial intelligence coming to replace us. It's about something way more collaborative. And this brings us back to Finland and this absolutely brilliant concept they have called Tuki AI. It translates, roughly, to support intelligence. And this one word, it just reframes the entire conversation. The point isn't to build an artificial person. The point is to build amazing tools that support and boost our own intelligence. It's a collaborator, not a competitor. And that leads us to what is probably the single most important mindset shift you can make. You have to treat anything that comes out of an AI as a first draft. That's it. It's a rough sketch, a brainstorm, a starting point. All the hard work, the critical thinking, the fine-tuning, the fact-checking, the moral judgment, that's on us. That's our job. That's where the real intelligence has to happen. So I'll leave you with this final thought. If we stop thinking of AI as some kind of magic genie that gives us perfect answers, and instead we start seeing it as this new collaborator, this support intelligence, what happens then? What are the new questions we need to be asking? What are the new conversations we need to start having in our schools, at our jobs, in our homes? That right there is the real assignment for every single one of us.